Are you thinking of visiting a cottage here in Canada as an immigrant, as a Jamaican living in Canada? You want to explore. It's summertime. It's time to get out and explore Canada. This is your home country. Let's talk about what to expect at a cottage in Canada. Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to me here, my name is Yasheika Turner. And on this channel, I talk a lot about personal development, finance, and thriving after migrating here to Canada. Now, in today's video, I'll be talking about what to expect as an immigrant visiting a cottage for the first time. You know, you're at work and you hear your friends talking about, oh, I'll be going to the cottage for a week. I'll be going to the cottage next week, next month. And you're like, cottage? What am I talking about? What's this cottage thing? No, I'm going to enlighten your darkness. I'm going to educate you more about this cottage deal. Now, but first, I would advise for you to go ahead and hit the subscription button because we're a community thriving after migrating. I also created a Facebook group to help us to thrive, network as a community. I will put the link to the description below. Now, I would advise for you to also like this video. Give me a like. And if you know but like it afterwards, you're like, this don't make no sense, you can always unlike it. But please, this will help the algorithm and help others to find this video. Now, let's jump right into it. Now, what to expect at a cottage? What is a cottage really? Now, so to break it down in my Jamaican girl voice, it is like living in Jamaica, going to visit your grandmother house into the country. Yeah, so you live at Kingston, you're living at a city, and you're like, may I go my granny for the weekend just to visit. You know, in a little board house, a little 2-bedroom house or 3-bedroom house, you know, the little kitchen, a little bathroom. It's just that little country vibe with the river right across the road or nearby where you just go down on the river, you catch a janga, you catch a crab, and all of those fun stuff is taking us back to the good old Jamaican times as kids. And that's what it is really like visiting a cottage. The Canadians, they don't really, they find this to be a luxurious feeling. It's most of the time it's in the country area, it's in the boonies, right? So it's a long drive to get out there and just detach yourself from the whole hustle and bustle of everything that's going on. Now, recently I did a video about what to expect traveling to Cancun, Mexico. Now, my family and I went to Cancun a few weeks ago also for a family vacation at a all-inclusive resort, experiencing the higher class luxurious lifestyle. Then, a few weeks after, we took them to the cottage for them to experience what it is like living with the bare minimum. No Wi-Fi, a little 2-bedroom house, really, with just a little kitchen, a little bathroom, and we're all together in the one space for 4 days, 5 days, maybe. Yeah, maybe like that. So that's what a cottage is really like. Now, we visited the cottage in Manitoulin Island. Have you heard of Manitoulin Island? Let me know in the comments. Now, Manitoulin Island is the world's largest island that is surrounded by fresh water. Now, it is around from Hamilton. I will discuss also the route, the driving, and how to get there and all that good stuff. But I just wanted to educate you a little bit about Manitoulin Island. We also discovered that it is almost the same size as Jamaica. Yes, almost the same size. So it is an island there. Most people visit there throughout the summertime to go for cottages like what we did, and some persons really live there. No, it is a very relaxed environment. We enjoyed it so much. So now that you know what is a cottage really, let's dive into what should you pack for your cottage trip. Now, we pack up. We have a truck, and when me tell us that the van back pack up, it full up. So we took our individual carry-ons with our individual personal items, a family of 4, same way. If you haven't seen the Mexico video, you can go watch that one if you're thinking of booking a vacation out of Canada. So the same carry-on, we just pack our carry-on suitcase with our personal clothing. Now, when it comes on to personal clothing, you will need clothes for like for the amount of days that you'll be staying, 4 or 5 days. Sometimes it gets really cool and sometimes it's hot. Now, I visited the first cottage that I visited, it was very cool. So for this one, I was expecting more cooler climate. So I packed mostly leggings and t-shirts, just casual because you'll be in the house or outdoors by the lake. So pack, a variety of options. So for me, mostly t-shirts and leggings and some hoodies. Pack swimsuit if you think you'll be going in the water. I packed swimsuit, but I didn't go into the water. And if you have Crocs, Crocs is always a good thing. In trips like those, going to places like those, the Crocs you can have on your Crocs. You wet up your foot, you still have on your Crocs. If you go down, down to the lake, you still have on your Crocs, right? So your Crocs, if you have a Crocs, sandals, your sleepwear, your underwear, your personal items, because how it goes, most time cottages are persons, so it's like Airbnb. So people will own a cottage. They have their houses, and then their cottage is like their vacation home, their home away from home. So you want to take your own personal toiletries, your towels, and all of those personal stuff. Now, when it comes on to cooking and the food item, what I did, I pre-arranged, I wrote down the menus that I will be preparing for those couple of days. Then after I wrote down the menus and I wrote down the list of ingredients that I'll be needed to prepare those lists of items throughout, the couple days. Then I just played the easier way, went on to Walmart and just pre-order my grocery, drive to Walmart and go pick them up, come back and pack up. So just an example of foods that we prepared while we were there for breakfast. It was mostly pancake, waffles, and eggs. So I bought a box of the pancake, the complete one, just add water, and eggs. The kids, they're like, it's just easy. And I brought my own waffle maker. There were pots and pans there. But if you're going in a larger crowd, or if you like to use your personal items, and you can take your own personal stuff. I wasn't sure if there was going to be a waffle maker there. One wasn't there, but I could have used the frying pans. But yeah, me just carry my one waffle maker, right? So we did mostly eggs, hash browns and stuff for breakfast. For lunchtime, we had like hot dogs and chicken burgers. If you like beef burger, then sure, burgers. For dinner time, we did like barbecue chicken. And another thing, see, it's easier for you to season up your meats and pack them into an igloo. So I season up my meat, season up the chicken and all that stuff, and pack it igloo with ice. And it was okay when we got there. So curry chicken, barbecue chicken, fish. So it was 4 dinners. I think it was 3 dinners, yeah. Because by the time we got there the first day, we didn't make dinner. And when we were leaving, the day when we left, we didn't make dinner. So it was 3 dinners we had. So fish, roast fish, we put it on the grill. Barbecue chicken, we put it on the grill. Curry chicken, stove top. They were stove there. And rice. So we pack up all the food items that we will need. And snacks, fruits is always a handy snack. So we had lots of oranges, apples, grapes, watermelon, cantaloupe, 2 cases of water. Now, the water, it's not advised to use the tap water for cooking because that water is the lake water coming from the lake. So we brought enough water, bottled water, that we can use to cook, make tea, hot chocolate, coffee, and all that stuff. So we brought that. What else did we take? Yeah, so personal items, your sunscreen, your own towels and all that stuff. And also your own bedding. You don't want to sleep with people bedding. So we brought our own sheets, our own pillows, pillowcases, blankets. When me tell you said the truck full, the truck did full. I don't recall doing a video clip of all the packing because we were so busy packing in and heading out. So I didn't get that footage, but we were fully jam packed. And I think 2 igloos. So one with the water stuff, fridge stuff like beverages, and another one with the meat items, the chicken and the fish and all that stuff. So we had enough food to last us the 4 or 5 days that we were there. Now, let's talk about the travel time. So we left out in the morning at around 3:15 a.m. and we drove to Tobermory. So we left out with around 3.5 hours driving to Tobermory. Then we took the ferry because we wanted to experience this first time with the kids driving onto a ferry. We've taken the ferry before in Toronto, going to the islands, the Toronto Island, but we've never taken the ferry with our vehicle driving onto this ferry, right? So we drove onto the ferry, and this you have to pre-book and arrange ahead of time. I think it was a Chichiman ferry. Yeah, Chichiman ferry, where you have to enter from the back and you come out. Yeah. So you have to pre-book this ahead online and pay for it. Now the ferry ride was approximately, I would say, 2 hours, and there's different layers. I think there's 3 different layers. There's everything there on the ferry: washroom, little dining area. There is food there. You can purchase food and all that stuff. So we got to Tobermory at around 6:30. So we left out around after 3, got to Tobermory around 6:30ish, but the ferry didn't start boarding until around 8:15. So we had breakfast. So another thing, I didn't pre-pack a little snap bag in the vehicle. I think we got up and I wasn't even thinking. So everything was tucked away and neatly packed at the back of the truck. So we didn't have snacks and water and all those things accessible in the vehicle. We didn't bother want to, unpack the whole vehicle. So we went and we bought breakfast there. There's a little area there where you can purchase your breakfast, water, coffee, and all that stuff. So we had breakfast and then we boarded. And so on arrival now, when it's time to dock on to Manitoulin Island, and you reach Manitoulin Island, they will announce, it's time. We are approaching the dock, so get ready, go back to your vehicles. So of course, when we drove on, we exit the vehicles and we walk around. So when it's time to leave, go back in your vehicle and get ready to drive off the ferry, right?
Oh, okay. Just relax the body.
Now we're heading out. We're getting off the ferry and we'll be on Manitoulin Island. So that's the Chichiman Owen Sound ferry that took us from Tobermory to Manitoulin Island. Now we're in Manitoulin Island. Yes, we're on the island. We'll be on the island for a few days.
4 days.
Wow.
5 or 4.
Drove off, and there it was, Manitoulin Island. So to drive to our cottage that we stayed at, it was around 45 minutes drive from the ferry drop-off spot. So we drove there and know what to expect on arrival. So I already gave you a little idea of what to expect already. But man, it was just the calm and the peace and the relaxed feeling just driving in, the scenery, the view, they had a little hospital, and it was just calming and relaxing. I immediately felt, that vibes of that chill vibes, right? So we drove, and the little narrow road going in was a little bit scary at one point. We were wondering if we got lost because the GPS says you have arrived at your destination, and we never seen a destination. So, we kept driving until we found our way, found our destination. Now I'll give you a little tour of what the cottage really looks like now. If you're liking this video, drop a like. Let me know that you are enjoying this video. Have you been to a cottage before? Yes, no, maybe so. Planning on visiting a cottage? Let me know in the comments. So as I said, it's like a little country house with your bedrooms like your granny house in a country. That's basically it. The one that we stayed at, the lake was just across the street. So just across, just across the road. That's the street, just across the road. So now, what to do at a cottage? What are the things you will do now that you reach with your family and you're away from home into this new space, new city, new environment? You're like, okay, now. So on arrival there, we discovered that there's no Wi-Fi. The kids were very disappointed because we thought there was Wi-Fi. So we had to go back to the old school days with DVDs. So the owners had lots of DVDs. So the kids were DVD'd out. I shared my hotspot with my daughter, a teenager. So they have to do something. They have to be on the phone. So shared my hotspot with her. And it was basically just chillaxing, just relaxing basically, after experiencing the Mexico vacation and the Bolivar walking and tiring. This was just the opposite of just a relaxation. So we had breakfast in the morning, chill, went down by the lake, hang out by the lake a little bit and just chill, enjoy the scenery, enjoy the atmosphere and all that good stuff. The second day, we went down to another lakeside. That was, what was it, Priority Beach they call it. So that was like a white sand beach, but it is the lake. It's not a beach, it is a lake. I keep reminding my son that because he's like, oh, we're going to the beach, but it's the lake. And you know what? Surprisingly, they had a little tuck shop there, a little snack shop. Guess what I say? Jamaican patty, curry chicken, curry goat, curry chicken, and jerk chicken platter. We were very surprised. We're like, what? Big up Jamaica. Anyhow, we bought ice cream and we toured around to just get a little history of the island, Manitoulin Island, which was very interesting. We moved to Canada, we have to explore and we have to learn about Canadian history. Just that we're knowledgeable, right? When persons are talking, we know what to talk, we know what they're talking about and all that good stuff. So that was day two, exploring, driving out into the city, sightseeing, and all that stuff. Now, the following day, now we had another family. They came by, another friend. They came by and they stayed with us. So it was the kids were more excited. They had more company. They were ramping. It feel like Jamaican pit out the door and a play. They're playing water balloon fight. They went into the lake and although it was cold, it was too cold for me, so I didn't dip. I just wet up my foot. But they went in. They're trying to catch. We even saw. They're trying to catch crayfish so we can use it for fishing. We tried fishing but with no luck. We didn't catch no fish. But we got 3 crayfish and we use them as a bait to try fishing. Now, what to also expect here? We are out in the wildlife. There are bears, there are snakes, there are raccoons, there are what else? All different wildlife animals. We even saw a snapping turtle in the water. So I'm like, okay, this snapping turtle is dangerous. What if we were in the water and we not even see him? And then come snap we. So I was a little bit, like, I don't think we should be into the water. But yeah, we saw a snapping turtle. We didn't see any bears or any other, any other of those wildlife animals, but we were told, be cautious. The first time we went to the another cottage, we actually saw a bear. I think it was a baby bear, and they alarmed the neighbors. Everybody alarmed to safe to get inside. There's a bear out in the neighborhood, so they usually collaborate and sound the alarm whenever animals like that do come outside. as if somebody sees them. But yes, it was very relaxing and very just chillaxing. Another thing, bonfire. So usually the first time we went to cottage, we had this big fire and we make our s'mores with the chocolate and the marshmallows. But this time, due to the fire, to the wildfire in Canada, then there's a law that's no fire. So we couldn't do the bonfire with the s'mores and all that thing outside. That part of camping is a part that was missing this time around, because I really enjoyed that out in the backyard. You make your fire and you just out there, just a chill, just a whole of vibes, right? So that was missing. So that's it. And so on the departure, so we left. So this time we drove around. So we drove over the bridge. We didn't bother to take the ferry back because we just wanted that experience with the ferry. So we drove. It was around 6 hours drive from Manitoulin Island to Hamilton, Ontario. Now we stopped, we did a few rest stops. I think we stopped twice. Washroom stop and then food stop. We were hungry, so we stopped. And that was it. So if you are ever thinking of visiting Manitoulin Island, go for it. It is fun. And with the cottages, how the cottages work though, it is pre-booked. So most people already booked their cottages for next year. So most cottage owners, they have a steady amount of clients that they usually rent their cottage to each year, right? So it's really hard to get in. You have to pre-book ahead of time. Now that it's summertime, now most cottages are booked up. So if you know somebody who have a cottage and they are willing to loan you a cottage, you give them a little change, and maybe that's the best way to go. But if you're going to look into booking a cottage, now might not be the best time. You can try your luck, but usually they're pre-booked ahead of time. And Canadians religiously book their cottage trips every year. I have a coworker, and I know a certain time of the summer she's booked. That is her time to go to the cottage every year. So if you are thinking into getting into this cottage lifestyle of the Canadian vibes, then you should find a cottage that you like and make sure you pre-book every year to secure your spot. That's it for now. If you like this video, let me know in the comments. What other questions or concerns do you have around cottage lifestyle here in Canada? Thanks for watching. Bye for now.